This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. One of the many things that we learned as a result of the insurrection on January 6th is the depths to which Republicans will sink, will plummet to try to maintain power. And the depths to which even the electorate, even a mob, will sink to try to maintain power for those in power. And that really talks about the intelligence level of many of the people there who were there that day, who stormed the Capitol, who felt it was their duty, being dispatched by Donald Trump. Many of their defenses in court documents are blaming Donald Trump. He sent us there. I was just doing what I thought the president told me to do, is what they're saying. Which isn't very smart. There's one, a gentleman, we'll call him. I'm going to read from this Independent article. Capitol rioter represents himself and accidentally admits to more crimes. Brandon Fellows is his name. A U.S. Capitol defendant ignored a judge's advice against self-representation and went on to admit several felony crimes. Genius. An accused January 6 rioter who was warned against representing himself at a bond hearing has admitted breaking into the United States Capitol and trying to have a judge disqualified from the case. Brandon Fellows of Albany, New York, was facing a felony charge of obstruction of official proceeding for allegedly breaking into the United States Capitol through a broken window and smoking marijuana in Senator Jeff Merkley's office. Mr. Fellows allegedly posted pictures of himself sitting on a police officer's motorcycle wearing a fake beard and a USA jacket, because, of course, he's going to be wearing a USA leather jacket, as a mob of Trump supporters fought pitched battles with police outside the Capitol. WUSA reported that Mr. Fellows had asked U.S. District Judge Trevor McFadden if he could self-represent, explaining he had spent 2 weeks in the Washington, D.C. jail's library. You know, that's what it takes to become a lawyer in the United States in the mind of a dumb insurrectionist. You spend a couple weeks while you're in jail in the library, and now you are qualified to represent yourself in a U.S. federal district court, according to Brandon Fellows, the fake beard USA leather jacket wearer. Quote, "I do not think this is a good idea, but I'm going to allow you to take the stand if you wish," the judge replied. During a rambling speech while trying to have his bond revoked, Mr. Fellows discussed a conversation with his public defender in which he'd found a quote-unquote loophole to have Judge McFadden removed from the case by contacting the judge's family. Because, again, this is pattern and practice for these types who feel like intimidation by storming the United States Capitol is a workable solution in a democracy. That terroristic threats are the way to get things done, to change hearts and minds, to overthrow the United States government and overturn a free and fair election by going in and smoking pot in a senator's office. Mr. Fellows went on to explain that he'd been able to get a judge in a previous case removed after he intentionally put down the judge's wife as his emergency contact. "When I'm worried, I don't make the most understandable decisions," the defendant said. He also spoke of Guantanamo, the Taliban, and claimed he'd been told by a constitutional lawyer to wrap his cell phone in tinfoil to avoid capture, WUSA reported. We're talking about tinfoil hat shit here. Batshit crazy. During cross-examination with a federal prosecutor, Mr. Fellows admitted the original crime he'd been charged with of gaining access to the Capitol through a broken window without police permission. WUSA reported he went on to admit 2 more felony crimes of using the judge's wife's contact information to try to get him removed from a previous case and missing court-ordered mental health and drug testing appointments. Judge McFadden ordered Mr. Fellows remain in jail, saying he'd shown, quote, contempt for the criminal justice system, unquote. You've admitted to incredible lapses of judgment here on the stand, not least of which was seeking to disqualify a New York State judge, the judge continued. This is the depth of talent in the Republican Party at this point. And listen, this guy's not an outlier. This moron is not an outlier. There are many members of Congress in the Republican Party who hold the same level of mental acuity related to the criminal justice system. We have former judges in who represent a Republican electorate. Louis Gohmert is a former judge, and he is an insurrectionist supporting ghoul. What do you think about this, though? Are we going to see more of this? I'd love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate seeing you. I guess I'm not seeing you, you're seeing me. Follow me on social media. I would absolutely love to connect with you there. I'm at Dollemore, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of those, just at Dollemore. And if I bring you value, and only if I do, please consider supporting my work. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button below, seeing what's involved there, or you can head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All those are great ways to support my work. You can click on the merch shelf below this video and buy a t-shirt. That's super helpful. All those ways you can support. But overall, watching my free content, which will always be free, is also a great way. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.